Ah, yesteryear of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Back when times were simpler and less complicated. Well, maybe not too simple and uncomplicated. Look at this. This is a midget Japanese submarine going down the middle of Albuquerque in 1943. Well, I don't think that submarine was caught anywhere near here. We don't have large enough waterways. But it was captured and it was on display, going through different cities, and went right down Central Route 66, right here. Well, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. We're gonna walk around downtown here a bit today. I know I'm down here quite a bit. It's one of my favorite places, but it's gonna be a little different today. I usually come down on weekends, but today is a weekday, so we're going to see if we can find a little hustle and bustle today. We usually try to get away from it, but wanted to see how different it was on a weekday. Granted, it is a Friday. It probably won't be too busy, but not really that busy around here anyways anymore. But I'll show you some pictures. I'll try to match up some pictures and just show some pictures of yesteryear. And I'll show you some pictures of when it really was hustle and bustle down here, because this is where everybody congregated, shopped, and lived before the malls and the suburbs. But let's take a walk around and check it out. Look at this old Crest building. That is on the historic register right there. That's awesome. Get out in the middle of the road here, unfortunately. Better get out of the way. But I think I can match up this next picture because of the iconic Chemo Theater. It's I don't know if it's an artist rendering or just a colorized picture back in the 40s and 50s. But of course now, a lot of things have changed. But let's see what it looks like with this picture. Of course, we're going to walk by here and show you the Chemo real quick. Beautiful old theater. I've shown it before, but while we're in the area, it's all this woodwork and tile work. Pretty amazing. Walking east on Central now. I'm going to try to match up this next picture, which I thought was pretty fascinating, on a very busy day in Albuquerque, right next to the Rosenwald Brothers building. And I did a little video on that before. It's the first cement and steel structure building in Albuquerque, right there and still standing. Now, 70 or so years ago, I wouldn't be able to cross the street on a weekday, or probably any time down here. But it's fairly early in the morning, but it's well after 9 business hours, and probably didn't have a lot of people yelling at themselves and cussing real loud. So the world has really changed. Now here I'm going to match up this next picture. Got some service gentlemen walking across the road here. There's that corner, and I'm not going to match them up perfectly, but get the gist there now and then. Now let's head up east a little bit farther here. I'm thinking I know where a couple more pictures are. Other than that, we'll just throw a couple pictures in there just for interest. Let's see if I can sneak across the road here. Now this next shot, I believe, matches up to this. Of course, I'm walking down the middle of the road again. I'm either going to get a jaywalking ticket or get run over. But I'm thinking this is correct. for this shot right here because of these arched windows over here. Got to get real close here up against it. It's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see those arched windows there. It's very cool. First National Bank. Yeah, I think I saw this, some of those pictures. Oh man, that is awesome. Love these old buildings. Just love this sign. I always have to get a shot of it. So cool. And you've got this sculpture, seen many times, but I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Here we're gonna step out right in the middle of the street like this next picture. That's the Sunshine Building to the left there. Of course, the marquee is a lot different, but that building to the right, going straight up, middle right, that is definitely this picture here. That is awesome. This was the theater to go to back then. Just kind of an overhang there now. There's some programs that are happening there. This next shot, you see all these different buildings in front of that First National Bank, which is now Sunrise Bank. All of these buildings, this Key Cafe, this is all different. Really changed that. Sorry, no cash on me. He doesn't either. No one carries cash. It's hard for these guys. So we're up here at First Street at the Transportation Center, train and bus station. I've done a couple videos on that before. It's pretty interesting. So now we're gonna just kind of mosey on back west through Route 66 here. Might have a couple more pictures just to show how busy it was back then. They've tried to revitalize by advertising and bringing people down here, but the problem is most of that is from bars and lounges and things like that, which it does bring people down, usually the younger crowd, and there seems to be problems. I've come through here at night and just constant police pulling people over for, I don't know, causing trouble or had too much to drink. And I don't know, they just need some more art or entertainment or something. Oh, the Haunted Hotel. Ooh, did a video on that. If you want to check that out. Now, I'm old enough, lived here long enough to where I kind of remember coming down here before the malls and the suburbs were there, and there were small strip malls, but there wasn't the big malls when I was a real little kid, coming down here for clothes and shoes and what have you. At least that's where my mom chose to come. But yeah, back then it's just kind of cool to think about how there was a lot of people and a lot of hustle bustle, you might say. And that was back when there was the population was very much smaller than it is today. So that's another reason for it being so vacant down here, is there's just too many other places to go. But I just love it down here. I just love the history and the architecture. It's just very fascinating to me. Most cities, most towns, they have their main streets and their old towns. It's just really cool when they preserve them as they were. Now, unfortunately, a beautiful icon like the Chemo Theater seems to attract a lot of these people that living out here, and an icon like that, I do feel for them and I do advocate for them. but it makes it really hard to do some tourist stuff when you have these guys just camping out there. I always love this building. Bliss Building. Lindy's Diner. I like the architecture and I guess the color too. Mother Clucker. Hey, some people up in that window. And then check out this icon. This has been here for probably back in the earliest days. Indian Jewelry and Crafts. I don't think they're open, but I love the way they kept these like murals, these paintings. Very awesome. I remember it being open though. I don't know how long they've been closed. Is that the Empire State Building? Some Art Deco there. Very awesome. Yesari Block. I don't know. Now that building right there is the very first post office. And still standing strong. I believe it's like a private high school or something now. Well, that's gonna about do it for this video. Thank you so much for walking along. It was pretty fun, pretty nice. It's getting a little warm now, and I've put on a lot of steps going up and down Central, 1st Street to about 7th Street. And I appreciate you watching, and hope to see you soon. Take care of yourself and others. Bye now. Couldn't resist a breakfast burrito from Golden Pride. So good. Plus they weren't very busy. Usually there's cars lined up all the way around the building out to the street, but today they actually had the second lane open, so take advantage of it. I haven't had breakfast yet. This is what we're dealing with. It's going to be yummy. But on the downside, they put my hash browns in here face down with the thing halfway open. So all my hash browns are down there in the bag.